guys. So a lot of people have had questions about how I seal my jewelry, and if you hear dogs barking in the background, I have 3 dogs. They're making a lot of noise right now because they're antsy about somebody being around. Anyway, so I wanted to show you guys just how I seal a piece of my jewelry. This is what I use right here. I have it in this roll around stand, so I can roll it around to wherever I'm at, so I can keep an eye on my pieces. I have my gloves. I like to use this Varathane polyurethane water-based crystal clear gloss. It's specifically the one in this blue can. And then I also have a junk old paintbrush in some water, because this is water-based, so I wipe away my drips. Sometimes when I don't get to them or quick enough, I can use the water to kind of smear the edge so that it doesn't create such a drop. But anyway, this is my box. I literally just took a box and cut this angle down so that I can see everything dry from where I'm sitting. I use these round dowels that you can buy for like $1 at Walmart, and I just hang them along here in the little cutouts. So I'm going to show you a piece that does not have space for a dowel to slide through. Okay, so what I have here is I have some this came in a humongous big pack. It's just wire. It's green wire that I found in the floral department, and it's got a lot of wire on here, and it was pretty cheap. So what I'm going to do is I want to cut a piece of wire that's long enough to go through my piece. Okay, let me move my camera up here so you can see more of what I'm doing here. So this is the piece that I'm going to seal today, and as you can see, it's got metal, well, tin in it, but it's also got the pin still in it, and I'm going to take that out. And also it's got these openings up top, so I'm going to show you how to dip this so that you don't get clear gloss inside that hole, so that it you can properly put your jewelry wire through it later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my wire tool, pliers. Put this over here for now. Now I'm going to take my jewelry wire and I'm going to loop, well, this isn't jewelry wire. I'm going to take my floral wire . Alright, so this is what I've done. I've looped it through, and now I'm going to dip my piece. Okay. And I'm only going to dip half of my piece here so that this doesn't get filled up with gloss and sealer. Now, as you can see inside my box, it's white. That's because I have a paper liner on the bottom that I can pull out. So once this enough drips get on this paper, I just exchange it out for a new one. And I'm just going to hang this on my dowel. And then I'm just going to let that dry. Now, as you can see, it's dripping down at the tippy tip. So what I do for that is, after a while, I will just take this and I will just wipe away the drips. So I'm going to let this dry for at least 10 minutes, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to check for drips. So I'll see you when we get back. Okay, so we're back, and I'm going to zoom into this a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about as far as drips are concerned. I'll lean this forward right here. And you can see that little drip right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scoot back a little bit and show you my brush. And if you hear music and noise in the background, that is my husband now making his smoothies. Healthy guy. Okay, so here's our drip. And I'm just using my wet brush to kind of mop up a little bit of that, and then I'm just going to let it hang. Now that I've done that, I'm going to let it dry for another, I'd say 5 minutes to 7 minutes, and then I'll check on this again. Usually I have this right where I'm sitting, anywhere in the house. That's why I have it in the cart, because I don't want to take a chance of leaving drips on there. But I'm not doing that today because I'm in another spot, so I will be back in a few minutes. Okay, we're back. So I'm going to show you guys the progress of our first dip. And you can see there's a tiny little drip still there. I'm just going to wipe that away. And you want your brush to be semi-dry. You don't want your brush to be dripping wet. Just damp. Alright, everything looks good. So now that looks like it's pretty good to just leave here until it's completely dry. So I usually leave them dry 45 minutes to an hour. It just depends on when I remember to come back to it, which is, it's usually an hour, because that's usually when I start thinking about clay, pretty much every hour on the hour. Okay, so I'll see you guys when we come back for another dip. Alright, here we go again. Same thing, I just keep dipping this side until I'm happy with the shine that I get overall. And sometimes I take my paintbrush and make sure it's dry, and I just help some of this go down a little bit quicker so that I don't get those drips as much. Alright, I'm happy with that. And I'll just put this on here and come back in 10 minutes. And I just keep doing that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put probably a good 5, maybe 6 coats on this. And then after I'm done doing that, I'm going to start with the other side and I'm going to do the exact same thing. But I'll show you. We'll come back to it and I'll show you exactly how I do that. Okay guys, so now I have put, I'm pretty sure this is 5 coats right here. And now I'm going to show you how I do this side. So I'm going to take this off my wood and I'm going to bend my wire in the other direction now. Still want to keep this twist together because I'm going to hang it. Okay. So again, I'm only going to dip half of it. That way I don't fill up this hole with any of the gloss. And you'll notice that you won't be able to see any lines as to where this gloss started and this one starts. So you won't see the difference there. Just kind of helping it along so it drips a little more faster, which makes it so I don't have to watch for drips so much. Okay. And again, I will let that dry for about 10 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes maybe. And then I will come back and check for any drips that are hanging down there. So I'll see you guys in a little while. Okay, so instead of having you guys watch me wipe away every drip that I have on here, I decided to go ahead and do that behind the camera and not video that part, and just get to the point to where it's dry and I can dip it again. So I'm going to go ahead and dip it again once more in front of the camera, and then I'm going to do this 3 more times for a total of 5 coats. And after those 5 coats are finally all dry, I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you how I just pull this wire right out, and then we will get to finish. Hi guys, so I'm all done with dipping my my jewelry into my Varathane water-based sealer, and I wanted to show you guys just how easy this is to pull out. Now there will be a little bit of sealer kind of caked up around the holes, or even on the wire itself, but that won't be a problem. So what I do is I just kind of wiggle this right here, so it kind of loosens this area of any impediments. And now I'm just going to pull this through. Voila.